Hi, in this video we'll talk about Ollama. Ollama is basically a service that can help you run a private instance of a public LLM. So earlier it used to be a lightweight tool which would help you run an instance of the raw public LLM locally on your system. But now they have also started to offer their own cloud instances. So a more appropriate description of Ollama would be a tool that can help you run a private instance of a raw public LLM either locally on your own system or on their hosted cloud instance. So basically, Ollama helps you run private instances of public models locally or on a cloud instance, and these models are optimized for performance. These are quantized models which are smaller and faster, so they'll run better on your local system. It also helps in easy model management. There are a wide range of models that you can choose from, and you can also integrate them easily in your workflow. So you can check out a list of the models that are available by going to this model link, and here you can see a list of many different kind of model. You can sort them out using these tabs. You can sort out the cloud model, or maybe the embedding model, or maybe something that is related to tools and thinking. For each model, you can go to the specific page and you'll see a list of commands that will help you in setting up the model. And you'll also find a list of different versions of the model. So some of these versions you can set up locally, or there are some cloud instances as well. You'll also see details about the model where there would be some kind of comparisons with different kinds of models and other benchmark results. So you have enough information about different models to be able to choose the model that works best for you. Besides the wide range of models, Ollama also provides a lot of integrations. Most of these integrations cover almost all of the popular dev tools related to LLM AI development. So you'll find it easier to integrate Ollama in any of the application that you are currently using. Last but not the least, Ollama also helps you create a customized instance of a public model, so you can pre-configure the model using some system prompts and some additional configs, and then you can use that customized instance of the model in your applications. Just like any other tool or service, the main question that you need to ask yourself here is when you should consider using Ollama and when you should avoid it. So if you are someone who keep on experimenting with AI, Ollama is a very good tool for you. It helps you run a private instance, so it enables a kind of data privacy. So it's very good for building personal tools and enterprise use cases. You also avoid recurring API costs when you use Ollama. I've personally found it easier to work with Ollama because of the rate limits they have, which reset in every 4 hours and on a weekly basis. These are the current limits, by the way. They might change in future, but as of now, I find it much more easier to work with Ollama models. You should also consider using Ollama if you need more control over your AI model. So if you are someone who need a predictable output from your workflows, you don't want any kind of overnight update messing up the entire workflow or messing up the outputs of your tool, use Ollama. That way you have much more control over the models and hence the outputs. You should avoid using Ollama if you need all of the latest models and their updates. Raw models usually have knowledge cutoffs and they don't have any kind of engineering optimizations like web access or guardrails or any kind of other optimizations. So in that aspect, you'll be limited with the model capabilities. Ollama does provide the access to web in their free tier, but again, I have found it to be limited in its capabilities. You should also avoid using Ollama if you don't need the hassle of choosing and selecting specific models. With Ollama, you have a variety of models where you can handpick the model that is best suited for your application according to you. But if you are someone who just wants to go with whatever Claude, OpenAI, or Gemini has to offer, just go with their API. Also, if you don't have the specs to set up a local model, then you should avoid using Ollama. Setting up even the basic of the models locally requires a decent amount of specs, and the current options of the cloud models are limited. Last but not the least, if you are fine with recurring API cost, you should go for the OpenAI API or Claude or Gemini. My personal recommendation here is that AI apps are usually model agnostic. So use a cloud model to build your application architecture and test the workflows. And once you are comfortable with the design of your application and the kind of results it's giving you, you can easily swap in and swap out one model for the other. It could be any other Ollama model or it could be any other enterprise API like OpenAI, Claude, or Gemini.